Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we'll be recreating this dress. I made use of 4 yards of damask material, and the length of this damask is by 70, 4 yards by 70. So first of all, I cut out 10 inches from the 4 yards. Okay, here it is. I cut out 10 inches from the 4 yards, and then I divided whatever that is left into 2. Okay, so when I divide into 2, what I have is 67. Okay, 67 each, 67 for the back, 67 for the front, and I folded into 2. So this unfold now is 33.5 inches. Okay, so the length I am working with, the sleeve length I am working with is 30. From your center back neck bone, you measure down to where your sleeve will stop. So what I have was 30. I just added extra 3.5 to it. So here I slant the shoulder by 1.5, and then I'll be working with the neck width of 3 inches and the neck depth of 1 for the back, and then for the front I'll be doing 9. You can do more. Okay, so for the front I'll be doing 9 inches, and at that point I'm going to connect that, mark 1 inch like this inward, and then I'll mark from that 1 inch, I'll connect to the neck width like this. Okay, and then I'll curve the back neckline like this. Okay, so I'll now mark my shoulder slant. Sorry guys, before you start taking your measurement, please mark 1 inch down before you start taking your length measurement. So I forgot to do that, and it really affects my shoulder. Okay, it affected the shoulder because there will be a drawstring at the shoulder part, so I did not remember to put that into consideration. So remember to come down by 1 inches from your shoulder line, as in before you mark your shoulder line, come down by 1. So here I'll be marking 1 inches everywhere. This is for the front. I'll be taking out 1 inches from the neckline down to the full length of this dress. Okay, the length I'm working with is 58 plus 2 inches for folding. That's 60. Okay, so about the shoulder, I'm going to explain more when I'll be cutting it out. I'll tell you what I mean by that. So you just connect your 1 inches together, connect everything together. Okay, if you have watched up to this moment, thank you so much. Please like and share this video. If you have any complaint or any question in any way, don't forget to ask me on the comments below. Please just give this video a thumbs up, like this video. Okay, thank you. So now we are going to be marking the sleeve opening. So the sleeve opening is going to be your wrist divided by 2 plus 2 or 1 inches. So I did her wrist divided by 2. The wrist is 9 divided by 2 will give us 4.5. I added 2 inches to that, so I'm marking 6.5. Okay, so at that point where I marked the sleeve opening, I'm going to measure what I have on the shoulder line, and I'll take out 1 inch from there. Okay, whatever I marked on the shoulder line, I'm going to take out 1 inch from there. So this is me measuring it, and then I took out 1 inches from there, and then I'll connect it. Okay, like this. All right, so for the width of this dress, if you look at the picture at the beginning, it gets to the sleeve hem. Okay, it's very long, it gets to the sleeve hem. So I don't think, except if you want it a bit free, a bit tight, then you can take your bust measurement plus extra 10 inches. But for this, I am going to be marking, just coming in by 2 inches from that sleeve opening. Okay, so I'll just extend the line like this, and then from that tip I'm going to come in by 2 inches, or you just mark your 30, or you come in by 2 inches from that point. So what I did was to just mark 30 inches, and I'm going to be marking the same 30 from the end of the dress, okay, not from the 1 inches we marked, from the tip of the dress here. Guys, sorry, really I don't like cutting on the floor, seriously, but this dress is too long, so I need to be on the floor, and my knees are hurting. That was why I was standing and kneeling back again. Okay guys, so I am done marking my 30 inches, and I'm going to connect that straight down. Okay, remember this dress on fold is 33.5 inches. Okay, so I marked 30 inches. You can mark 29 inches if you want. I think I marked 29 inches. Yes, I used 29 inches. So I'm going to come down by 2 inches from that point, and then mark 1 inch this way, and then you just curve your sleeve like this. Okay, so now I'm going to cut this out. So on this shoulder, from the neckline, you're going to mark like 5 or 6 inches from the neck width. You mark 5 or 6 inches. So I'm going to do 5 or 6. Here I marked 10 and it wasn't given, so I had to remark that later, which I didn't show on this video. So I marked from the neckline, I went out by 6 inches. Okay, and then you're going to add 1 inch for your shoulder sewing allowance. 1 inch. This is because of the loop we are going to be passing through on the shoulder line. So that was why I said mark 1 inches down first before you start taking your shoulder measurement, so that you have allowance. Like as you can see, I don't have allowance. I'm just trying to manage what I have, which is very wrong. So I just managed, and the loop was difficult to pass because it was too tiny. So just mark down 1 inches first of all as your starting line before you start taking your measurements. Hope that is clear. Okay, so now I'm going to cut out. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to explain. Just mark 1 inch down first before you start taking your measurement, which I forgot to do. So here I'm cutting the back neckline first of all, and I'll be cutting out the shoulder slant. So you're supposed to be cutting out on 1 inch. Supposed to mark 1 inch for your shoulder allowance, not ½ inch, but I did not have enough space. So you notch where you are going to stop your loop. Okay, your drawstring, you notch that point, you mark the 6 inches you mark from the neck width line. Okay, so here I'll be cutting this out, and then I will show us what next to do. So now I'll be cutting out the front. So here I'm just cutting out that 1 inch I marked at the center front. Okay, 1 inch, that is what I'm cutting. I'm not cutting the back together, or just the front, the one at the top. That is what I am cutting out right now. Okay, all right, so now we are done cutting. We are going to start sewing. So I'm going to move to the table so that we can start joining this together. So here the first thing you're going to do is to fold your sleeve side, fold into two, fold the 4 parts of the sleeve first of all. Okay, going to fold that into 2, ½ inch and ½ inch, and after folding, this is what you have. Okay, and then you join your shoulders. So I have done that. I joined the shoulders and I serge it separately, 1 Okay, I serge it 1 after joining the shoulder. I serge it 1. Okay, so here I also join the other side of the shoulder, and then I serge it 1 1. As you can see, I serge it separately. So what you would do now is to mark that point, the 6 inches I said you should mark earlier. So before here I used 10 inches, but I later went up by 4 more inches so that it will give me what I want. Okay, so that is what you do, and then you open up your shoulder line and sew. Okay, you open it up. So I'm trying to mark the same thing on the other side also. Okay, I was marking 10 here. Like I said, I later changed my mind. I used 6 inches, not 10. I marked 6 from the neck width. So you open it up like this, iron it properly, so that you sew at the tip of this allowance and stop here. Stop where you mark your 6 inches. Okay, make sure you iron it properly and then you stop at the tip. So I'll go and do that and I'll be back. So here guys, I've done that. I've sewn the loop allowance where we are going to be passing our rope or loop. Okay, and I stopped where I marked, where I notched. So next you're going to measure this front from the hemline here. You measure round to the other hemline of the front panel. Okay, we are going to be cutting band for it. So you'll be cutting your band. So this is the band I cut out. So remember I cut out 10 inches from this material before cutting. So here I divide it into two. What we have is 5 inches wide. Unfold is 2.5. Okay, so here I also joined it. When you measure round, whatever you have, that is what you'll be cutting as the length, and then you add extra 10 inches to it just in case. Okay, so here I'm going to place it right side facing the right side of the material, and I'm going to sew like so all the way to the other side of the hem. Okay, to the other side of the front panel, and I'll be back to show you guys. So here guys, I've done that, and I said cut extra, like if what you measured was 60, cut 70, so that when you have excess you can just trim it out. Okay, just in case. So now I'm going to match the two shoulders together. Just match it together like this, and then you're going to measure from that shoulder line down. Okay, so I went ahead to serge to weave my, okay, so here I'm going to measure like 14 inches down. Okay, that is how open I want my neckline to be. If you want, you can do that 13, 12, depends on you. So here I'm trying to match it. So you're going to overlap the other one. Okay, the left hand side should be overlapping the right hand side. As you can see, that's what I'm trying to explain. So I'll be overlapping with the left hand side, and then I'm going to pin like this. Okay, so that is what I'm going to be doing. Just overlap and stitch. But before then, there's a design on the neckline. There's a design on this what will I call it, band. Okay, so I'm going to be using a bias tape, which is something like not really the same, not really that contrasting, but the same color, but not exactly the same color, you know, maybe another shade of blue. So I'm going to be using that to design this before I sew. So here is the color blue that I'll be using for this. So I'll just fold this bias into two like this, place it below where I marked, below the 14 inches I marked, and then I'm going to be sewing it small, just be folding it into two, and then you'll be sewing it at the tip of it round down to the other side. Just from this place that you marked, this right hand side, you start sewing it down to the left hand side. Okay, so after sewing, you just overlap it and top stitch, just like I showed you before. You just overlap and top stitch. So I'll just go and do that, and I'll show us what I mean. Okay, I'll just go and do that, and then I will show us what I mean. So here guys, I've done that. I stitch from there around, and then I overlap it. Okay, after sewing this one round, as you can see, I sew at the tip. Okay, you overlock inside before you start sewing. I sew at the tip. Okay, and after that I overlap and top stitch down. Okay, I overlap and top stitch down, and then I cross stitch it. As you can see on the neckline, I cross stitch it. So I left an opening here. You can decide to leave a slit opening, or you can decide not to. So here I'm going to start shaping it. You fold into two. Okay, you fold into two. Just measure the length for your strap. Measure the length of your opening, and then you add excess. So here you add like extra 5 to 6 inches to that. So here I've created the loop. I believe you know how to do that, and I'm just going to pass it inside. Okay, in case you don't know how to create a loop, just cut 1 inch, sew it down, and then turn it. Sew it with 0.25, and then you turn it. So I'm done passing the loop. Okay, here it is, and this is the inside of it. Okay, so you just go and cross stitch it together so that it will stay in place. Where your loop end, you're going to sew it. So this is it. Okay, I'm trying to drag it out a little bit. Sorry guys, this thing is not really showing that much. So I'm just going to cross stitch it so that it will stay in place. And after that, I will shape the side of this dress. Just fold into two and shape with 1 inch from the sleeve down to the hem. Okay, shape with 1 inch from the sleeve down to the hem. So here guys, shape from here down to the hem, and you do the same to the other side. So here I'm done doing that, and I'm just measuring the waistline. From the shoulder line you mark your waistline. So this is 17 inches, and from the middle line here, this is the midpoint of this dress. From the midpoint, I'm going to mark like 7 inches or 8. I marked 8. Okay, you mark 8 away from this middle line, 8 or 9 inches, 8 or 9 inches from the middle line. Okay, so that is what I'm going to be marking. I mark 8 inches. That is where my belt is going to be. So here is the belt. I prepared it. It's just 2.5 inches wide, and I sew with 1/2 inch. So what I have left is 2 inches. You sew on the wrong side and turn it out. So what I have here is 2 inches. I'm going to be placing it like this. So what I will do is to push in this rough edge inside. Okay, and then I'll just place it like this, and then I'll sew. I'll do the same thing on this side. So, and then after that, you just go ahead and fold the hem of your dress. Fold with 2 inches, have 1 inch, 1 inch, that's 2 inches. So here is the final look of the dress. So you give yours a very good press. I've not ironed mine, and you need a thick damask for this. My damask is not that thick, is a bale damask. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and share, and I'll be seeing you in my next tutorial. I love you guys. Bye.